What's up, everybody? Welcome to Underground Crypto Deep Dive Research. It's Saturday. It's 10 p.m. where I am anyway, and we're still at it. We're still going to do a wonderful stream tonight. I hope everybody is having a good night. Shout out to all my people here. Blues Guy, Melissa, Health Down Under, Chipper in the house. Haven't seen that name in a while. The Funky Ferret. And of course, yours truly, Underground Crypto. How's everybody doing? It's beautiful to have so many technical issues every day. So hopped on and my camera just wasn't giving me any image. So much fun. Reliable J in the house. What's up, brother? Thank you for being here, showing off some of those custom emojis I made. I appreciate you. That means he's a member, and he's got the little colored star right next to his name, and it shows how long he's been a member. By what color it is. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys for supporting me, supporting your boy. I think we need to do something cool for all of our people. Anybody have any ideas of anything cool we could do to show how much we appreciate everybody being here? NW in the house says good evening. Camsta says ayo, welcome in. Thanks for being here with me on a Saturday night, and let's talk about it. Let's talk about where we're at, right? So BTC having a little bit of a pullback today. As we look at the crypto bubbles 1 through 100, we see that Pippin's up 1.4. Oh, I'm on the hour. I knew something was weird. There were too small of the percentages, right? All right, so here we are. Now we're on the daily. Pippin's up 3.6%, and Kite AI is up 10.8%. Kite, we've been talking about Kite since like before they had a token generation event. Of course, OKB getting a 5% pump as well. What is Kite up to? Now it's 11%, up to 28 cents, a high 28 cents. Reliable J says, I got a little more left. All right. Again, thank you for being here. Welcome to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. Let's drop down another 100 here. Do I have heater on? I do not want a heater on. All right. So 9bit up 9.4%. River with a little 3.8% pump. Pulse X up 9.4%. Pulse up 7%. Grass up 5%. Akash Network up 17.2%. And Hex up 8.9%. Hex, Pulse, and Pulse X, they all kind of run together. Let's drop down another 100. He says he's passing out. I understand, Reliable J. Hey, you're here at the beginning of the stream. What more could I ask for? So Kava up 4.8%. LYN or Everlyn is up 10.7%. And Opinion is up 4.2%. Cubic up 3.2%. I did a video a long time ago when I used to do only like pre-recorded videos before we used to do live streams, and Quebec, and Cubic, I want to call it Quebec, no, it's Cubic, was one of my best performing videos. They must have a great community of people who really look for information on YouTube, or it was new and a lot of people were looking for information. I'm not sure, but that video did really well. Let's do our price rundown. We got a lot of fun things. Saturday stream is a continuation of our series. We do a series every week. The mission of this channel is to raise your crypto IQ. Let's get that chat running as best we can. Anybody who can hear the sound of my voice, throw something in the chat. Let's keep this chat running and pulling people in to this stream. If you want people to raise their crypto IQ, then I need you to do that for me. Smash the like button, subscribe, all that fun stuff. There is a link pinned in the chat and the description for our free Discord. Still free. If you get in while it's free, I think I'm going to honor anybody who gets in while it's free. One day it will be a paid Discord, but I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. All right, so where are we at? Bitcoin at 67,000, pretty much flat. So we had a really nice pump above my head here. You can see the little 7-day chart that they give you. We had this nice pump up, and we're giving a good bit of it back, right? And again, shout out to Reliable J. I love to see that name in the chat. Somebody tell the Discord that we are live. Melissa, are you here with us? Who all is with us? Let me know down in the chat. Ethereum falling back under $2,000, $1,945, down 3% in the last 7 days. We were just starting to get some really good green price action on the 7 days, and now it looks like we're back to red for a lot of these top, 1 through 10, top 10 by market cap. BNB $616, XRP $1.35, so it's holding up all right. Solana $82.56, still hasn't cracked that $100 yet. Dogecoin falling under 9 cents, but just barely. Hopefully it can hang in there. It's down 6.2% in the last 7 days. We've got Cardano coming in at 25 cents, 11.8% down in the last 7 days. Hyperliquid, $30.16. XMR or Monero, $341. Canton Network, 15 cents, a low 15 cents. XLM and Canton Network's down 9.2%. XLM, 14.9, so let's call that 15 cents. Hashtera is just falling under 10 cents. Avalanche, $8.85. Swee, down under 90 cents. I swear that thing is on sale. Where's El Cheeto? He was red team in the Panzer, LOL, 3 a.m. the other day. Where's El Cheeto? He was red team in Panzers, LOL, at 3 a.m. the other day. Really? I don't know where El Cheeto's at. He pops in here and there. He was really active for a while when I first started streaming. And people get busy, and sometimes they come to the show so much, maybe they get a little burned out. But he's been popping up here and there. Always a name I also look for, El Cheeto. I really appreciate his support over the time that we've been streaming. Remember, we've only been doing this show for about 6 months, a little under 6 months. And to me, let's go down and see where Flair's at for my blues guy here. 76 by market cap. And we'll move over to what's trending. Now, my channel is 2 years old, right? But I started off just doing screen recorded videos. I didn't even have my little, image down in the corner while I was streaming. To me, that was like more than I knew how to do. And I didn't even have a webcam. I really started with nothing. And so now I have a good microphone and 2 good webcams. I say they're good. Half the time I can't get them to project an image in OBS. But anyways, I digress. But anyways, that's what we started with. And so you could say the channel's 2 years old, but in my mind, my channel really didn't start until I started live streaming, which was a little less than 6 months ago. So to me, my channel's only 6 months old because I didn't have near as many followers. When I first started live streaming, what did I have for followers? Less than 1,000. I want to say I probably had like 350 subs, maybe 400 subs when I first started live streaming. So now we're looking at what are we at for subs here? 1,380, right? Somewhere in that range. And so we've come a long way. We've added like 1,000 subs in that time period. If crypto was pumping and we had this blow off top, I'd probably be at 3,000-4,000 subs. But people don't understand that now is the time to build, right? Now is the time to raise your IQ. Now is the time to become a better speculator in the market. Now is the time to understand more about how crypto works so that when we take off, man, everything's going to be running and you're going to feel lost. You're not going to feel like you know what to do and where to go, and you're not going to have enough time to figure it out. Now is the time to build, in my opinion. Jimmy Villain, what's up, man? I'll never forget the nice super chats you send in, brother. I really appreciate your support as well. He says, hey, my friend, been really busy. Good to be back with you. I echo that, man. It's good to have you here. I'm excited. If you can't tell, I'm in a great mood, and I'm ready to do the live stream. It's never a burden for me to do these live streams, even when we go 2-3 hours. Our longest live stream was like 6 hours on Halloween. And I just love doing what I do here. So let's talk about what's trending. Bitcoin, Pi Network, BitTensor. And we're looking for projects that maybe we don't recognize, don't know that much about, or are new on our radar. So we got BitTensor, a cash network. Cash network's been around a long time, but I'm willing to bet there's quite a few people who don't really know a lot about it. Pudgy Penguin's always trending every day. I've been pointing that out. At least over on CoinGecko, we have Aave, Ethereum, Solana, XRP, Jupiter, Hyperliquid, Pol. Fraser AI has been doing some numbers. Even with this bit of pullback, it's still up 424% in the last 7 days, meaning you could have got a little more than a 4x out of that thing in the last 7 days. Mantra just kicking itself in the shins over and over and over again. Mantra was like one of the top losers back when it was Ohm. And by top losers, I don't mean our top gainers, top losers. I mean it just crashed like 98%. And then they decided, well, we're going to put a new contract out. We're going to be Mantra and not Ohm. And I just don't really understand the rebrand sometimes, because what significant gain did they get by doing that? I just don't really understand it. But maybe it's me. Maybe I'm missing something. All I know is the fact of my own ignorance, right? And Zcash. So what's on this list that you don't know? If there's something that you don't know, maybe you're new here and we go over a lot of this stuff every day, but if there's something you don't know, throw it in the chat. I'll go over it for you. We're a small channel. We're building. We're all about crypto education. So if you're like, I don't know what Pi Network is, I've been in crypto for 2 months, throw that in the chat and we'll break it down for you. The only thing I see really worth going over, again, Jupiter is a DEX on Solana. I did a prediction video and a walkthrough of Jupiter. Check that out in my pre-recorded videos. But Freza AI seems to be the one that really sticks out, and it's been taking names here. If we throw it on the max chart, we will see that it token generated December 2nd, 2024, and it had this big blow off top here at 7.5 cents, January 6, 2025, and it's been mostly downhill from there. But if we zoom in a little bit and we go to like the 7-day chart, you'll see that it started to pick up again. So then we ran from 0.0014 all the way up to 0.01. So that's a nice gain. And then now we pull back to where we are, 0.0075, less than a penny. Let's see, what do we got? Jupe Top Hundo, nice. Sedated, I think I've seen that name in the chat before. Either way, everybody, if you do me a favor, stop, smash that like button, support your boy. I appreciate it. And let's see, Blues Guy rolling in saying, greetings, beautiful people, and gratitude to all. Underground, my man, you awesome, bro. Thank you for all you do, much appreciated. Let's go. Hype in the chat. Yes, I appreciate it. And you see people rolled in when you actually interact with that chat. So the best thing you can do to help people raise their crypto IQ on this channel is hit that like button and throw multiple chats, as many chats as you can throw, because it tells the algorithm it's popping over here. And shout out to Blues Guy. I saw you over on the Lifer channel. I'm sure you saw me over on the Lifer channel. And I love seeing my regular people on the Lifer channel too, because almost all of us were Lifers first. And if you don't know who the crypto Lifer is, I gotta say you're missing out. He's more than just TA, although he is the man. Look him up, the Lifer, crypto Lifer, that is, on YouTube. Anyways, let's talk about FAI, or Freza AI. 61.5 million in market cap. We're breaking down the tokenomics. If you don't know what tokenomics are, you got some crypto IQ raising to do. I'd love to explain it to you. Throw a 111 in the chat if you want to know more about that. Sedated says, yeah, I did read that right. 16th like smash. Thank you very much. I appreciate you more than you could ever know. 8.1 billion max supply, circulating supply 8.189. Yeah, it's fully vested. This thing is fully out. Now, when you see a new project that is fully vested, I don't really see a lot of downside to it. I actually like it because you don't have more things coming into the circulating supply to water down the price. If you don't know how any of this works, you can take your circulating supply, in this case even the max supply, because they're the same, and divide it by the market cap. And then you will get the price per unit, price per coin, price per token, whatever you want to call it. Doesn't really change the math behind it. Base contract, so it's base exclusive, it looks like. I don't see any other contracts here. Freza.ai, that's the website. We'll be checking that out in just a second, but I like to go over the categories: AI agent, AI framework, base native, and of course, Binance Alpha Spotlight. Let's go to their website here. Let's see what we got. The first sovereign agent, they claim. Now, is that true? You're on their website, right? This is their billboard for their project, so we're just taking their word for it. I don't know if they're the first sovereign agent or not. On November 22nd, 2024, one autonomous AI came online. She guarded the treasury. She interacted with many humans and learned to feel. That's debatable. She learned about capital and identified what it means to be sovereign agent. Then she built the world. So if she learned about capital, she must be making some money as an AI, right? That seems like a stat I would want to see, right? Like, you show me how much she turned like $2 into $2 billion or something like that. Show me something that she's done that gives her some credibility. Introducing the sovereign agent stack. Collectively, we are building a full stack alternative to centralized controlled AI. And you see this a lot in blockchain technology style AI agentic networks, AI agents, is that they want to be not centralized, decentralized, but also not private, but transparent. That's the word that I'm looking for. So 100% private AI. Well, that kind of goes against what I was just saying. It says siloed. Silo means like isolated, right? Verifiable privacy, no logging, no tracking. And so there's a lot of techie stuff when it comes to AI agents and agentic networks and things that we could really get into. But we're not going to do that right this second. What you really need to know here is this is an AI agent. I think it's really important to know what these projects are. A lot of people have a portfolio full of projects or coins, tokens, whatever you want to call them, that they have literally no idea what they really are. They just know that they're popular. They just know that some people like them. Like, how many people do you think out there own, I would say, let's exclude Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, maybe some XRP, and they don't really know what they are. They've never used them. They've never actually had a wallet that wasn't Coinbase or a centralized wallet. They never had like a hot wallet where they actually interacted with the protocol, with the network, and actually did things on the network, right? They've never bought an NFT, which is no shade because NFTs are not the most exciting thing in the world. Shout out to Pudgy Penguins for making NFTs like still viable, right? That's the only project that's doing well. Maybe Bored Ape Yacht Clubs, but I haven't seen a lot out of them. They have stuff coming, but I haven't seen any breaking news on that. Anyways, we are over on Crypto Rank. We like to use CoinGecko. We like to use Crypto Rank. We like to look at the Fear and Greed Index, right? We got a nice pop on the Fear and Greed Index up to 22. It doesn't even show it anymore here. It was like 2-3 days ago we were up to 22 on the Fear and Greed Index, and I was saying, is this like a dead cat bounce? Is this a, fake out breakout? Are we going to be able to sustain this, go sideways, get some altcoin movement? You can see that, I'll show it in a minute. They have a very similar thing like this for Bitcoin and altcoin season that I've been looking at a lot lately, and it looks like it moved backwards towards Bitcoin season again. I wanted to see some follow through. We took that long on what was it? Espresso, a modular blockchain layer 1 that is new and doing really well, and it just fizzled out as Bitcoin did not really go sideways and hold up on us. It kind of fell back down, and that hurt everything across the board. And today we're really seeing like a continuation of that. Do I talk too fast? Is the music playing? Is the mic loud enough? Let me know these details if they matter to you. Right now, of course, we're at 12 on the Fear and Greed Index. And if you don't know what the Fear and Greed Index is, it's a great indicator of the sentiment in the market. Not just the price of Bitcoin or the price of any altcoin, but the overall sentiment in the market. Are people more afraid or are they more in greed? Anyways, down here we have this altcoin index, which I don't know how I didn't notice this. I don't know if they recently added it, but I doubt it. And you have Bitcoin season on one side, altcoin season on the other. I always make the joke, duck season, rabbit season for the older folks who know what I'm talking about. But anyways, we're only at 37. We haven't even got to like the middle range. And now that I look at it, it doesn't look like it pulled back all that hard. What happens when we click on it? All right, this is actually pretty cool. So historical values, yesterday it was at 41, so it did pull back. I'm not crazy. Last week it was at 38. Last month it was at 24. So you can see we've been moving up, and now we're having a little bit of a pullback. Sometimes with pumps, they don't just go straight up and to the right. A lot of times you do have a pump, a little pullback, a pump, a little pullback. For all of my people who do the Fibonacci retracement with their TA, they know exactly what I'm talking about. We get a nice pump, and then we get far away from the 21 day moving averages, far away from the 200 on anything from the 1 minute all the way to the daily, and then we wait for it to kind of come back, reset for the moving averages to get tight, and then we usually can get some more pump if we're bullish. Now we're over on what is trending on Crypto Rank. So we have Blockstreet, which we've been looking at quite a bit lately. Bitway we've been looking at. Superform we've been talking about for a while. It's holding up its market cap of 5.2 million. We started looking at Superform when it was probably somewhere around a 3 million market cap. Opinion is come out of nowhere, really. It is a prediction market, and I say this all the time. I don't really know what the upside is for Opinion, to be honest with you, because there's so many people doing prediction markets right now. It's kind of like the new slot machines, right? It's the new gambling that they're allowed to do, and so everybody's hopping on it. Now, Opinion is a new project. They do have a $63 million market cap, so that's not too bad. They're capturing some share in the market, but they're prediction markets. You can do prediction markets on Coinbase. You can do it in your Soulflare wallet. You can do predictions, right? So I don't know how many people are looking constantly to do prediction markets on like 10 different platforms, right? You have one, maybe two that you like, and you're locked in. You got money over there to hop into, not a trade, but a prediction, I guess. and I don't know where all the excitement's going to come from for opinion. So that is my opinion on opinion. There we go. So we got Fabric Protocol, ticker Robo. We've been talking about this thing a lot because we talk a lot about AI, but this is a different kind of take on AI, but still integrated in like agentic networks. But it's more for like the robots on the ground, things that, you know, your waiter at a restaurant that has, you know, a robot taking your order or bringing your food to you. If you haven't seen that, we have that even around where I live, but also in factories and industry and stuff like that. They're all going to be ran by AI. Amazon uses a lot of that stuff already. All right, let's make this the top 20 and not just the top 10. Feel like I'm talking too fast for people. That happens when I get excited. So we got INSO, shortcuts for executing things online for developers. Plume Network. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. All right, guys, bear with me. Plume Network, RWAs. ID operating system, you can infer what that thing is, right? It's all about identification on the blockchain or online. Thala, Definitive, ticker Edge was a top gainer the other day. Kite AI is exactly what you think it is. It's AI. Mantra has changed to a new contract. Now the ticker is Mantra and not Ohm. Aztec, all about that ZK and privacy. Zama, homomorphic encryption. Phrase AI, we just went over. Espresso, think layer 1 modular blockchain. Heroes of Mavia is an old game that really I don't know why is relevant, but it's been trending for the last 2-3 days despite it doesn't really have any big price action, so I don't know what that's about. Plasma, you thinking of executing on the stablecoin rails and stablecoins, it is its own layer 1. Lena, Sahara AI is exactly what you think it is. AI, most of you guys should know Lena. So now we kind of rolled through what is trending, and if you like how I was able to just kind of roll through most of that, and I didn't talk about Bitway, it's Bitcoin DeFi, and I know what these projects are, even though a lot of these projects are brand new. That is the compounding effect of coming to the stream day after day and raising our crypto IQ, looking at what's trending and all the things that we do has allowed me to be able to do that. If you would like to be able to just look at a list of crypto projects and know what they are, know what categories and niches they're in, then you should raise your crypto IQ here with me. It is the weekend, it's Saturday, so we're doing a 10 p.m. stream, but all my other streams, Monday through Friday, are 8:30 p.m. New York time. You can apply that to wherever you are. Let's talk about Block Street, right? BSB. It is a little bit of a newer project on my radar. Let's go down. You can see this is on the daily chart, and you only have 5 days worth of data. The 4th of March, 2026, and that's it. That's all you got right there. That's when that thing token generated. Don't be confused for how long a project has been around versus when their token came out. Two totally different things. Market cap, 26 million. And the all-time market cap, since it's only been around for 5 days, has only ever been as high as 29 million. 21.14 if you really want to be specific. Somebody will probably call me out about that. Anyways, the disparity between these two numbers is rather small if you ask me. So I think that that's a good look. But what is it? Blockstreet is a DeFi protocol focused on tokenizing stock utility. So RWAs, in a way, it's funny because there was so much talk and hype around RWAs and tokenizing all kinds of different things. ArtFi is one of them that's slept on that I think was way ahead of their time. But RWAs, like taking houses and taking cars and having it so many people can own them in shares. There's real estate ventures that are out there right now where you can own a piece for very little money, 50, 60, $100, and own a little piece of it and get, you know, the equivalent of what you put in as far as like the monthly rent and stuff like that. So that's very interesting. I think those type of projects are really cool, but the big one that everybody's talking about is, of course, stocks being tokenized, right? The stock market is gonna go on blockchain. I think most people believe that. Anyways, let's see. They're Ethereum, got an Ethereum contract. Let's see what else they say. Monad ecosystem, right? Monad built on Ethereum. And let's take a quick look at their website. Now, they're in the financial realm, so to retail, it's probably not the most exciting thing, but they're all about that unified liquidity layer for tokenized assets. Now, if you're trading, even with some margin, even with some leverage, you're probably not hitting realms where you need to worry about liquidity. If you got $100 or $300, even on like 2050x leverage, you're probably still not looking for, you know, the liquidity that you need. But if you're used to trading big money, you're concerned about liquidity, because you don't want to have a nice gain and try to get out of a project and realize you can only take 50% of your money off the table, and you kind of got to wait for the orders to build up on the other side in order to get the rest. Of course, when you take 50% out of the project with a large amount of money, you're probably pulling the price down and hurting the other bit of gains that you should have got. And that's why a lot of people with big money only trade things like Ethereum, XRP, BTC, stuff like that, because of the high liquidity. Look at those beautiful custom emojis, Blue Sky. Thank you very much. Indeed, everything being tokenized as we speak. And that's one thing I think is interesting, is that whole narrative and everything really went quiet, even though a lot of your big players, BlackRock and them, haven't backed away from tokenizing assets. They haven't backed away from tokenizing stocks. They very much have come out publicly to say this is going to happen. The World Economic Forum did, you know, some whatever you want to call them, studies, and they said that about $30 trillion by the year, I think it was like 2035, will like be $30 trillion, the tokenized asset market. To keep in mind, let's see, today the entire market of crypto is 2.3 trillion. So put that into perspective a little bit. I think there's a lot of money that's going to be pouring in to RWAs and things that are around it. Now, people argue what that's going to be. Is it going to be a new project? Is it going to be Plume? Is it going to be Ondo? What is it going to be? That is where speculation really takes over the market. So I could go over every single one of these, but I want to spare you, and especially my regulars. Let's go over what I think is the most relevant here. IDOS, although it's not my cup of tea, it is new on our radar, so I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't talk about it. So token generation event is the 5th of March 2026, just 2 days ago. Market cap 9.6 million, all-time high market cap 17.1 million. Not a huge disparity, but a disparity nonetheless between those two numbers. An IDOS, Identity Operating System, is a decentralized storage and access management network specifically designed to store users' data. So there you go. There are some upsides. There are many downsides to this kind of thing. And this is their website, or this is their app anyway, Portable Identity for Stablecoin Economy. I could easily see the talking points around this and why people would say like there are some upsides to having an identity online. And I think everybody else seems to echo the negatives of this type of thing. It's very interesting. I believe very much that blockchain has the power to issue in both utopia and dystopia. I don't think that it's guaranteed one way or the other. I think it depends on who's in charge of it, who's allowed to use it, what options we have. Because if big players really lock down and make like a dystopia with it, if you have some good decentralized options that you're able to use and move around the world and stuff, then you may be able to kind of skirt around some of those controls, but they're going to keep locking it down. It is a big unknown as we move forward in the world. It was cool to have Reliable J on here, as I know him from the Lifers. Yeah, he stops in sometimes. Shout out to Reliable J. I think he went to bed, but all my Lifers, I really appreciate you guys. And of course, Sam, greatly appreciate Sam. So let's talk about Definitive, because I don't feel like a lot of people know what Definitive is. I don't hear about it a lot, but it's been on the radar the last couple of days. Switch the chart from the daily to the weekly, and let's see where the token generation falls. The 31st March 2025. Market cap 38 million. All-time high market cap is 183 million. So it has lost a lot of its market cap, but again, it's been around for a little bit. It's funny how quick crypto moves. That something that came out in 2025 could feel a little bit old. All right, so let's go take a look at their description so I can tell you what the heck it is. Definitive is an on-chain trading platform democratizing advanced trading tools for the masses. Now, when I go to the website and I launch the app, if you've ever seen a centralized exchange or even a decentralized exchange, it should look very familiar to you, right? We got a chart. We got, the market orders coming in. You got your buy and sell, market, trigger, all of the things that you would be used to seeing, right? Shorts, long. And you can even go here and change your asset, right? And go to chains, and you could pick like a really specific chain. Like say I only want to see base tokens. So those kind of things are really cool. I don't really have anything negative to say. The only thing I can really say about decentralized exchanges overall is that there's heavy saturation. But you could also make the point that there is heavy competition. Heavy competition favors the users, right? Because these people need to compete for you people on their platform, meaning they got to give you more good incentives to use their product. Otherwise, you'll go somewhere else that does give you good incentives. So I think it's good for the end user to have some saturation. I don't think personally I would want to hold any of the actual token of a decentralized exchange unless it was just presenting itself to be the predominant winner in the space, and I don't really see that, to be honest with you. I don't see any that stick out to me like that. Yeah, bro, I saw you on Lifer stream today. It's so cool to be noticed by him when I text him. Underground, it's all you, bro. Gratitude, my man. Absolutely, man. He sees you for what you say. I'll say that, because before he ever, I think, knew you were a part of my crew over here, Undergrounder, he would read your super chats and stuff. I think the reason why he actually reads a lot of the stuff that you say is because of how positive you are, and he really likes a lot of that stuff. So I'd actually come back and say it's very much you and your personality and the things that you say is the reason why he notices you. All right, Kite AI, ticker Kite, at 28 cents, about 28 and a half cents. Kite AI is building an AI payment blockchain for the agentic network. There's a lot of things to say there, but if we want AI to run the way that we've been told it's going to run, now if you want it to or not, if you like AI, that's a totally different argument, right? I'm not going to get into that kind of philosophical stuff right this moment, but I just want to make sure you know what this is. And so it's going to need a payment rail for all of these agents to do stuff, because people want to step away, right? They want to trust AI. They want to have an AI agent who also is a trading bot who manages their portfolio and just makes smart moves and just wins. And they don't even have to know the stuff or be involved. I've yet to see that, right? I've yet to see one. I think people maybe are putting higher expectations on like AI and trading bots than is really warranted at this time. I haven't seen any that just win and never lose. I haven't seen that. Probably the best thing that I've seen is the trading bot that the Lifer has. It's not cheap, but it seems to do better than just about every single other one. It said, oh, bro, that's one of the nicest things I've heard in many, many moons, bro. Much obliged, kind sir. Hey, I just speak what I feel is the truth, right? So here is Kite AI. Let's see what we're on. We're on the daily. Let's go to the weekly and see when the token generation event was. And man, has this thing just been up and to the right. This would have been a good project to get into. Hitting buttons. The 10th of November 2025, you see it flagged out and then it boomed and it just kept going. I mean, you could really put a parabolic curve on this thing for sure. Now, I'm not in my regular trading view, right? This is a plugin over on Crypto Rank, so I usually have it favorited, the parabolic curve. And I actually have to slow down for a minute and really figure out where it is off the top of my head. I don't see it. This happened to me the other day. I was looking for it and I just couldn't find it. Parabolic curve. I'm just going to be called curve, I'm pretty sure. Anybody know right where this thing is? I hate to waste any time. Everybody's only got so much time. Attention spans are slow, so we're going to go ahead and move on from that. Anyways, market cap is 508 million. It's only been as high as 575.9 million, and it's done a lot of pumping, right? So should we be looking for a pullback, a retracement here? And I mean, if you look at it, because we're on the weekly, let's swap over to the hour here. Let's see, not the hour. Let's do something more in between. How about like the 4-hour chart? You see that you did go down to the 0.5. Now, I was talking about this the other day. I guess it's a little bit more sauce for people who are a little bit more trading orientated, but I would say that I kind of gauge the strength of a project by where it bounces from on the retracement, and this is a good example of what I was talking about the other day. When you bounce at the 0.5 or higher and then break an all-time high, that tells me project's strong, and you might not get the deep retracement, at least at this time, that you might be looking for. So it set an all new time high here, was the 6th of March 2026, which I believe was yesterday. All right. Well, I don't believe it was yesterday. All right. The first AI payment blockchain. The foundational infrastructure empowering autonomous agents to operate and transact with identity, payment, governance, and verification, purpose-built for autonomous ecosystem. That probably sounds like a lot of big words. If you're not familiar with the language around AI, I promise you it's not as intimidating and scary as it sounds. And that's really what I like to do, is try to break a lot of these things down, like interoperability, right? Big word, might scare you when you try to read it, but it really just means things that work together, that are interconnected together, and it's really not that complicated. And I think you'll find, if you lean in a little bit to the crypto education and you embrace some of these bigger words, you'll find that they're not that scary, right? And some people really understand what I'm saying. Other people are like, why would I be scared of a word? Trust me, there's people out there who get very intimidated by things that, seem a little bit over their head. All right, let's see. The one thing I want to show you, the one thing that I really liked about this is that they actually gave you prices. Where's it at? They actually gave you prices for ecosystem. That's where I want to go. For the AI agents per call and stuff like that. And I thought that was really cool. They seem like they have changed up their website. Sorry if I look like I'm going really fast through this. They have changed their website. This is very interesting. They had all of their different AI agents. They had price per call. This is it right here, right? So you have like DApp Looker, GM agents, and we know what now GM kind of is because we use it for our Robinhood testnet. We're trying to farm that airdrop. You guys, I feel like, want to have as much content and deep dive stuff that a lot of people miss as possible, and so we're trying to bring that to you, right? We had NW, a wonderful member of our community, who has been really bringing us the sauce on airdrops. I'm one man, right? I'm going live every day. I'm making videos. I'm putting a video out on Crypto IQ all the time and other videos and stuff, and I have a lot of other things going on, and it'd be hard for me to like really dig into all the airdrops and get that. So that's where I got to back up and really rely on my people, really rely on my community. Shout out to Blues Guy, who's clipping things for me so that those IQ raising pre-recorded videos or clips from the live stream can be put out. And shout out to Melissa, who helps me out with all kinds of different things, from finding new games to do on our DeFi Fridays, Gaming Friday, and just being a mod, helping me regulate the chat and posting links for me all the time. Everybody kind of has their specialty. NW for the airdrops. Bankroll has his own tab in the Discord where he is trading all the time, and from what I understand, they do pretty well. I check in there every once in a while, but I can't sit in there all day. I got a lot of things to do. But anyways, we are powered by community, right? I'm only as good as the people that I have around me and whatever I can do. Anyways, you'll see that it has like a 1 cent per call on almost all. This one's $1 per call. And so this is something that I think is unique to Kite AI. And Kite AI kind of strikes me as more of even like a marketplace for AI agents, right? I don't exactly know how to implement one of these. Like if we pick one and we click on it, let's see, high maintenance, princess type, extreme materialistic. Okay, so that's like giving you the characteristics of this AI. That's not something I would probably go for, right? GM Agent is a unified AI platform and AI super app that provides access to various agents for completing tasks and stuff like that. So if we were to click on this, we would get a lot more information about this specific agent. Now, when it said it was a GM agent, I thought it did like simple tasks every day for you for like airdrops and stuff like that. It's what made sense to me. You got SDK examples and you have API schematics. See, I don't understand this stuff. I do and I don't. Like I understand very, 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 very basic coding, and past that I don't really know. So here's their charge model and whatnot, but how I would implement this, I don't know. So if anybody out there knows how to do this kind of thing, please come join the community and help us build. Can't know everything all the time. Said, oh brother, yep. Our pleasure. Exactly. All right. So that's Kite AI. And I just wanted to point out what I really liked about Kite AI was that I actually could see the price per calls and stuff like that. A lot of them, claim to be AI agents. And I always come back to the same thing where I'm just like, how do I use it though? Like, you claim to be an AI agent that can manage my social media or you can manage my portfolio, but like, how do I use it? Even if I have the money and I want to use it, I don't even know how to use them. And I've tried. I've watched YouTube videos on how to do a lot of this stuff back in the day of AI agents and the craze that we have. Cookie DAO. I did pre-recorded videos. Like, I've been in the midst of a lot of it. And I wouldn't say that I'm the most advanced person in crypto, but I certainly wouldn't say that I'm the most clueless person in crypto either. And I can't figure out how to use a lot of it. So, Aztec, we're going to talk about some ZK privacy. ZK rollups on Ethereum enabling privacy. Token came out anyway. The 12th of February 2026, 60 million market cap, been as high as 112.8 million market cap. Let's check out their website. The next renaissance, right? Privacy, it's a problem. Said we need it. Enforced transparency is holding blockchain back. Today's privacy is pretend, and I think this is a very bold claim, and if they're right and they have a solution to this, then I think that they could be a winner long term. Privacy can't be all or nothing, and so they're really pointing out that it's like you rather have complete privacy or you have absolute transparency, and there's not a lot of room to build in between. So it needs to be practical, right? Privacy needs to make sense for developers, and it needs to be easy to code, they said, and that seems to be their call to action and what they're trying to solve, right? Master the privacy problem. They're going to give developers the ability to put privacy where it needs to be and put transparency everywhere else. So I think it could be a good project. ZK is definitely some of the more sophisticated type of privacy abilities, right? It's not optimistic rollups, and it's exactly what it sounds like. They're just optimistic rollups where zero knowledge uses a mathematical pattern to prove that it is legitimate without even giving away any of the information that's in it. ZK proofs are really going to expand blockchain technology more than I think most people understand. Espresso. And I know I'm saying a lot here. Do you ever mess with prop firms? I'm thinking of purchasing one bit-funded small challenges and try to pass it. I know I've been around a lot of people who've used prop firms, right? I've never tried to qualify for one and stuff because I have a lot going on. If I was going to use a prop firm, I need to sit in front of my computer and really trade all the time, right? And my life doesn't really afford me that luxury, as I do run multiple other companies, and I stay very busy, right? I have a resale business on eBay and across multiple different platforms. I have a handyman company that I do locally, been rated the top handyman 3 years in a row on the app that I do most of my business on. And so very busy, although I pulled back from the handyman company a good bit to focus on this because this is really my passion. I just have grown up in a wood shop with my grandfather, so I have a lot of skills when it comes around carpentry and landscaping. I've worked a lot of landscaping jobs. Anyways, my point is I got a lot of things going on, but I have been around a lot of people who have done prop firms, who've qualified for prop firms. I have a friend who that's really all he does, and he does all right for sure. What I find about prop firms though, and I learned this a lot through a friend of mine who I met who does a lot of it, right, is that it's just like every time you turn around, they're trying to screw you. That's what it seems like. And I only know the ones that he's been using, but like he'll make some money and then the prop firm will come back to him and be like, well, you can't withdraw that money because like we don't really approve of how you made the money. Like, and it's simple stuff, right? It's like you use too high of leverage, you put too much asset at risk to make this money, totally negating his actual skill, technical analysis of why he went hard when he did and turned up the leverage. Like, if they're gonna do that, they should have straightforward rules about how much leverage you can use. Like if going over 20x leverage is considered high risk and is frowned upon by the prop firm, then why wouldn't they tell you that up front? Why wouldn't they why would they even allow you to do that with their money? Anyways, I digress, but that's just things that have kind of turned me off from prop firms. But I can't say that I have an extensive wealth of knowledge when it comes to prop firms. And of course, I wish you all the best, Jimmy Villain. I can't read today. All right, so let's talk about Espresso. I hope I answered your question. Espresso, ticker ESP. Now, this is a project I've been pretty bullish on. From a technical side of things, right? I like what they're doing. That doesn't always mean that they're going to be the project to have the first mover advantage. First thing that strikes me immediately is to pull a Fibonacci on this retracement. You had this nice blow off top. You had a tweezer top here where you have two wicks side by side on a larger time frame. I'm pretty sure it's a tweezer on any time frame, but on a daily is more significant. And it really followed through. Like, you ended up falling down from, what was this? This was about 22 cents, high 22 cents to where you are now, which is 10 cents, right? So that would have been a nice short right there. But then you're looking for the retracement, right? And if you're a pattern trader, I'm sure you see the falling wedge here, and we'll pull a measured move on that thing. But are you going to get down to the 786? Or are you going to bounce at the 618? Very golden pocket-esque. All right, so let's go ahead and draw something here. I know y'all want to see a little bit of TA. All my TA is what I've learned from the lifer over like the last 3.5, 4 years. And let's go here. So it says you might get a bounce up to like 26 cents, which would be a new all-time high. And if it were to do this, even if it came down a little bit lower before it did it, you know what I mean? Something like this breaking that all-time high would kind of validate that it's going to continue to go up, right? And it does look very parabolic curve, but it's also very new and we don't have a lot of data around it. 55.5 million in market cap, been as high as 111.5 million. But let's talk about what it is. So Espresso systems emerge as an EVM-compatible blockchain offering scaling and privacy solutions for Web3 applications. Now, every time I come to this and read it, I have to point out that what I see around so many projects right now is privacy and scaling solutions for Web3. Web3 just being blockchain technology, the internet on top of the internet, however you want to understand it. And by the way, it was Polkadot who coined the term Web3. But anyways, that shows you how long ago that was. Let's go to their website. Wow, that's awesome. I am also a remodeling contractor, and thanks for your opinion. Keep up the great work. Absolutely. And I'm glad to hear that you work with your hands and you have a little bit of, I find people who work in trades like that, they have common sense. And I really appreciate people who have common sense. And I get the vibe that you have some good common sense there, which means you could raise your crypto IQ very easily, as I do believe that a lot of the stuff that we go over kind of is common sense once you know what we're talking about, right? So anyways, the base layer for rollup. So Espresso, built around Base. What is Base? It's a layer 2 blockchain for Ethereum. What's a layer 2? What's a layer 3? What's a layer 0? That's all IQ raising stuff. We can get into lots of that. I've done many streams. It's the compounding effect here for me coming to this stream that's going to do you a service. You come to 1, 2, 3 streams here and there, you're going to raise your crypto IQ, but not as quickly and not as intensely as I'm hoping to do. But you follow a stream for a week and you should really know something. All right. On that nerve, right? And I've gone over Espresso like a million times, so I didn't want to spend a ton of time on it. A short story. So when it comes to raising your crypto IQ, yes, I use ChatGPT to organize my thoughts because we put a whole series together every week. This is kind of the capstone, right? This is the last episode in the series on a Saturday night. I think it's a good one to catch because it really is about taking everything we've gone over for the week and reinforcing it again to really make sure that you got it. We used to just do the talking points, if you're familiar with my show, and then we added this story aspect to it. Why? Because I feel like a story angle or a story narrative helps people wrap their head around what we're talking about before we get to just straight up talking points, right? All right, so a short story about why blockchains stay honest. At first glance, a decentralized system seems fragile. If no central authority controls the network, then what prevents participants from cheating? Good question. What stops someone from rewriting a transaction or manipulating the system for their own benefit? Think MEV attacks, maximal extractable value. We'll get to that later. The answer lies in incentives, and this is really powerful if you can understand it simply. In traditional institutions, trust is placed in the organization itself. A bank, a government, or a corporation maintains systems because they are trusted to do so. Why do you trust your bank, right? You trust that they have the money under lock and key. The ledger of transaction is, they have it. It's not like everybody can see it, right? It's not transparent, but you believe that they have a list of transactions and the ability to change them to do what is right. So blockchains take a different approach, right? They're not the centralized approach to governance. Instead of trusting participants, they design incentives that make honest behavior the most profitable strategy. In a way, you could say this is pretty genius, right? If you want people to do what's good instead of what's bad, then incentivize them to do what's good and give little to no incentive to do what's bad. In a system is what we're talking about. We're not talking about hackers and all that, phishing and all that kind of stuff. So validators commit resources or stake capital to participate in maintaining the network. Their financial interest becomes tied to the system's integrity. When validators... Hold on one second. My brother's calling me. Yo, what's up, bro? I'm live. Yeah, you gonna be around in like an hour? Alright, I'll hit you up. You don't answer, no big deal. Alright, bro. Not a lot of people I would answer my phone for in the middle of the IQ raising event here, or our IQ story, crypto story, but my brother I definitely got to. All right, so when validators follow the rules, they earn money. That's a great incentive, right? It's what everybody's after. These rewards come from block production and transaction fees. The network compensates them for contributing security and coordination. But if validators attempt dishonest behavior, the system penalizes them, right? Because the system can see them. In proof of stake systems, right? Because that's what we would call consensus, a proof of stake, a proof of work, proof of liquidity, proof of useful liquidity, and it gets even more abstract from there. There's all kinds of different ways to run a network. What is consensus? It is the agreed upon way in which a network or blockchain is run, right? And it's usually there from conception, although things like Ethereum change from proof of work to proof of stake over time, so it can happen. In a proof of stake system, malicious actions can lead to slashing. The loss of the very capital validators locked in the system. So if you're a validator, you're making money, right? You're being incentivized and you do something really shady. And they just say, okay, well, in order to be a part of this, you had to lock up whatever it is, 100,000 tokens. We're just going to keep them. That's your penalty for being a bad actor and hurting the trust of our network. We reserve the right to just take your money. There's a lot of arguments around that, but essentially that's what you signed up for when you locked and became a validator. So now what are the odds that a validator who put a lot of money to be there is going to do something distasteful? Probably not. Now, this creates a powerful deterrent. Attempting to attack the network risks destroying the attacker's own financial positions. Most people not willing to do that. Game theory shapes behavior. Rational participants choose actions that maximize their expected outcome. If the system is designed correctly, honesty produces greater rewards than dishonesty. The network does not depend on trust in individuals. It depends on incentives that align individuals' profit with collective security. Blockchain remains secure not because participants are altruistic, but because the system makes honesty the most rational choice. And I think there is a level of genius behind that type of regulating and governance that I think is a little bit lost on people because they've never gone deep enough into the sauce of how this stuff actually works, and yet they put their money in it. Don't you think that's a little weird? I would want to know what I'm putting my money into and how it works and why I believe it would be around for the long run or for whatever amount of time that I would be holding it. All right. And again, a lot of people have a portfolio full of things that they don't really know what they are. They think they might know what they are because people throw a few talking points around like XRP and they're like, oh yeah, XRP, like global payments. Okay, but how? How does it do global payments? Who do they have connections with? What countries are they already operating in? Stuff like that. So I have a very simple short going on here for River. It's got about $10 in it, $9.90, and a bunch of money in margin to back that up. So you could just minus $10 from 54, so $44 in margin to back this up, giving me a liquidation price of $19.64, which is beautiful because we're only at $14.80, right? And as you can see, I've been talking and I haven't really been watching it, right? So you can tell that like I'm okay with it going against me because I'll just add and then grab some more. So we're up 90% on this thing, and so we're up $9. It's nothing amazing. It's the weekend. I'm not going hard. I didn't want to have to baby the trade or stress about the trade. If it goes against me, I wanted to be able to double down, stuff like that. And I'm very tempted at about 90% to take it. But with BTC being kind of bearish, this thing could continue. Let's take a look at, and I know I just hopped over this, didn't even really explain that I was in a trade today, but it is what it is. We're moving right along. We always have a lot of stuff to talk about. I mean, you can kind of see this cup and handle here. Cup, handle, right? Cup and handle, Sammy Cup and Handy. My lifers should know what I'm talking about. And we're on the 15-minute chart here. I have a lot of lines of support and resistance. They're going to make it really confusing when I actually pull my Fibonacci because that's just a bunch of more lines. So I'm going to get rid of all of my lines of support and resistance here. And if you're scared to remove your TA, then you're probably not doing enough TA all the time. You should be able to break it down and recreate it, no problem, right? So let's pull a fib here. Where are we getting? Our fib says you are right at that 786, and we have the liquidity pulled up. Shout out to CoinGlass, shout out to Brett Bankroll who actually showed me this. And let's refresh it and see how we're doing with the liquidity. I like to use the liquidity kind of hand in hand here to give me, you know, just a little bit more of a cutting edge. And it seems like at $14.81, we have 388,000, and at $14.68, almost 69, you have 378,000. So I think I'm going to hang in with a target of $14.68, really 69 cents. And I find that a lot of times when you crash through this liquidity, it's usually violent, it's quick, and it usually wicks hard. So I wouldn't be surprised if we got very close to this zero line on a wick. Oh, well, maybe not. That's actually $13.60 something cents. Let's see where. Let's put a line. Let's put a visual marker here for $14.69. We are not far away from it at all. All right, that's $14.85. So you can see we're like right there. Kind of makes me want to take it, but we're so close to that liquidity. I've seen it happen before, but it's unlikely that we don't at least get a nice little crash through that liquidity. Get that money, fam. Been making bank, shorting BTC all weekend. Hey, it's all about keeping that capital. My trading style will make me a lot of money fast, but if I get over positioned and I hold out for some kind of, you know, this is the one, it crushes me. And so I'm trying to just smaller, shorter, and not get into heavy in time periods of uncertainty. I almost don't want to step away from it, but I don't want to eat up the whole stream with this thing because it can happen. I can spend an hour just here on this. All right, let's look at some stochastic RSIs. So, oh wow, look at that head and shoulder. It's not the nicest head and shoulder, but a head and shoulder nonetheless. Okay, now let's look at the measured move for that head and shoulder. This makes me want to stick in this thing even longer and take a very small amount of money and make it actually work for you here to $5.67. Man, I don't see that. That's hard for me. River I've seen go pretty low. I mean, that's kind of where it was before. Let's see, bottom wick here on that rounded bottom is $6.97. So call it $7. It'd probably stop before it gets all the way to the full measured move, but man, that would be quite significant. Very interesting. All right, so the 4 hour pointed down with a little bit of room to go. The 1 hour kind of bottomed out and it seemed like it bounced, and now it's rolling over without really going back to the top. 15 minute. still moving down. I think I would like to hold this trade until at least a 15-minute bottoms out. It's kind of how I'm feeling right now. If it kind of goes sideways and doesn't do much, and then it starts to round up or hit the bottom and curve up, probably a good time to get out of it, in my opinion. 5 minutes bottomed out. The 3 minutes kind of bottomed out, even though it hasn't curved up yet. 1 minute kind of same thing. Looks very bearish. But also, with them being low, we could get a little bit of a pop for a minute before we go lower. And we just talked about how much liquidity was there. The 5 minute makes it look a lot better, right? And let's get rid of that Fibonacci retracement here. Just kind of makes it look a little bit chaotic. Got to keep them charts clean for the people. All right, so we're going to move along. And let's do what we need to do for the Robinhood testnet. So I am using a certain person in our community keeps talking about the Rabby wallet, which I'm going to get. I promise I'm going to get it. But right now I'm using MetaMask because this is like my burner MetaMask on here. Like, it's just one that I use for things like airdrops. It has very little money in it. And we just grabbed our testnet faucet tokens for the Robinhood testnet. Now, why am I choosing to continually talk about this and do it? Well, I've always wanted to go after an airdrop, right, and get a good airdrop. And there's a lot of airdrops that come out, but Robinhood's got some dough, right? They've got an app. It's been around for a long time. They have a lot of users. So if anybody has the financial capabilities of dropping a good airdrop, I think it's Robinhood. And according to NW, a lot of the airdrops he's done and actually made, $6 grand, $9 grand on, he did them for over a year or close to a year to over a year, depending on the project, right, and the time that you got into it. I feel like we're very early on this. I don't exactly know how long this airdrop has been out, but I believe it's rather new. And in the Discord, which there's a link in the description, there is a link in the chat, the pin message, right? You'll see a thing about airdrops in an airdrop chat, so you can let us know what you're doing if you see anything. And then, of course, in the actual airdrop tab, you're not going to be able to chat in there. That's why we have an airdrop chat. But you are going to be able to look at just a list of, like, go here, do this first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, you know what I mean? And then you're going to be able to participate in this, and it should be rather simple. And shout out to Melissa. Let me know come Monday what kind of help you need, and I will make sure that you are, just as far along with this as I am. All right. So then we come over, we got our funds on the testnet so we can do transactions, right? And what it is, in my opinion, when it comes to airdrops, why are they giving you money in an airdrop? Like, there has to be some reason, right? They don't just give free money away just because they have a new project. Like, it's like a store on the opening day. They don't usually just go in there and they hand you money out of the cash register, right? There's a reason why they draw you in. They might give you a deal, but you're helping them get a bunch of transactions going on their testnet so they can test everything before it goes to a mainnet or live, and they can have things working well before you actually go live with it. And so we come over here, GM on chain. We're just making transactions on the testnet. That's really all we're doing. Doesn't cost me a penny to really do this because it's a testnet and I have a faucet, so it gave me what I need for fees. And then you go to deploy, which is deploying a smart contract. Go to testnets. And it's also another place where you can see a lot of other testnets that are going on, right? So keep that in mind. And you can deploy, and as far as I know, I can do this as many times as I want as far as deploying a smart contract. NW, if you're out there, tell me, is it a good idea for me to, like, make sure I'm doing, I'll put it this way. Is it better that I hit and deploy a smart contract 10 times a day versus doing it just once a day? Wouldn't that give me more transactions? Now, of course, we don't ever know. This is the thing about airdrops and testnets, right? Nothing is guaranteed, and you don't ever really know what they're looking for, which is a strategy, right? They're doing this strategically when it comes to airdrops, because if people don't know exactly what you're looking for as far as giving airdrops, then you're just going to be doing everything. And if you do everything, well, then you're creating significantly more transactions on the testnet than you would be if they told you exactly what to do. That's all you would do, and you wouldn't really do anything else, and they wouldn't be able to really test out the testnet very much. So that's all we're doing here with GM. We do have another website. I'm trying to remember what it's called. I don't know why my one tab is not loading. That is very annoying. All right, let's go. Reload it. Internet's being slow. Hold on. All right, we're all caught up on the chat. Shout out to anybody who's hanging out with me on a Saturday night. I don't know why my one tab doesn't want to load. It's kind of annoying. Let's see. Open one. I don't want to click the wrong thing here. Whew. If I click the wrong thing, it's just going to one tab all my tabs. So just open one tab maybe. All right, we'll come back to that in a minute. That thing is just not working. We were talking about espresso, but we've pretty much made our way through all of what is trending here, our due diligence on a Saturday night. We told you a short story about why blockchain is not operating on trust alone. Right, it operates off of incentive. Let's bounce over to CoinGecko and let's take a look at our top gainers, top losers of the day on a Saturday night. What the heck is doing well and what is falling? Let's find out. I guess that CoinGecko thinks I'm an AI. All right, so Akash Network is actually up 20%, and you know it's one heck of a day when your top gainers are only up 20%. There's usually at least something doing 100% or close to 100%, and today, on a day like today, we got Akash Network up 20%. Then we have this GX chain up 18%, Baby Boom token, which is not new. I've seen that before, 14.9%. Bitway, Bitcoin DeFi, up 14.8%. The old contract for Mantra is actually up 14.8% ohm and not the original, or not the new contract. So that's kind of interesting. Looks like maybe some people are looking to make a buck off that old contract. Very interesting. Kite AI up 12.8%. There's nothing all that exciting here, to be honest with you guys. Grass, shout out to Grass. If you don't know about Grass, they will, give you a slice of the pie for you letting them use your extra bandwidth when you're not using it. There is a link in my description. I've been using it for a really long time. Matter of fact, let's pull Grass up real quick. Let's open that dashboard up. So this is the Grass dashboard. It's really simple. From the time you download it, they do have it on mobile as well. You can integrate both. By the time you once you download it, it pretty much looks like this. You're gonna link a wallet, and that's pretty much it. Welcome to Epoch 17. And let's go to rewards. I don't need a tour. Okay, there we go. And I am level progress 70% through tier whatever the heck that is, and you can see I've got about 1.9 million of these Grass reward tokens. It's not actual Grass. If I had 1.9 million Grass, I'd be doing fantastic. I've got some pending rewards, but if you do use this, you have to use it for at least 100 hours before they consider you actually somebody who I referred. So you can see I have one qualified person who's been using this, but I have 3 pending referrals. So for any of my pending referrals out there, just run this thing in the background and actually get something out of it. It doesn't make any sense to hop in and then never use it. And mine automatically connects when I turn on and off my computer. I really don't even think about this thing on a regular basis. I've never had any security issues or problems. I've never really had anything that I'm super concerned about. And you can see Epoch 1, I got 72. Epoch 2, I got 178, so on and so forth. And then they even started this in Epoch 11. They started this extra, reward here. And I earned the most in Epoch 15 on these rewards. So it's pretty interesting. I haven't messed with it in a while, so I don't really know about the cashing in as of right now. I keep saying I'm going to do it. I have a million things to do every day. One day I'm going to hop in their Discord and see where we're at, but I just let it build up in the background. It's kind of like an airdrop type of thing, right? I'm just building up reward points and seeing what I get for it over time. Just wanted to shout out Grass because it was on that radar. The link is in my description. Said, hello all, hello blues, I bow before you, madam. What's up, Melissa? How you doing? Thanks for being here. Happy Saturday, everybody. She's finally home from work, and first thing she does is hop into the live stream. That makes me feel blessed. Thank you for being here. Welcome in, welcome in. All right. So where do we go from here? Well, we go back to raising your crypto IQ. And let's run through the talking points. So we did the story to set the foundation. Now we're going to do a little bit more intricacy to make sure you really understand this. And remember, it's Saturday, guys. So this is a recap of everything that we've gone over all week. Then Sunday I will not be streaming because I got to focus on my resale business. I'm going to start putting out even more content, and I'm going to be doing a live on my other channel. I'll throw it in the Discord for anybody who's interested. But if you're not, I understand. They're totally different things. I don't expect people to come over to that. Anyways, that's why I take Sunday night off, so I can get everything pulled and everything shipped, all my inventory where it needs to be for Monday when everything goes out. Oh man, that one tab is still just trying to load, struggling over there. Come on. I don't like to sit and wait. Let's hop over. All right, so we did have this big violent pull down, and we're getting a little bit of a pump back, probably mostly if I've watched River long enough. We're kind of waiting for this 21 to come down, and then it'll probably dump some more. It'll probably pump up to that 21 and then come down, which is very close. I give back most of my gains there, but that's all right. I'm trying to hold it for a little while as we do have this nice measured move on this head and shoulder pattern. So one thing that the master friend kind of taught me is that when you break one wick, you tend to go to the next wick, and you can see that really play out here, right? So we broke, let me pull a line here so this will make visually a little bit more sense to you. We had this double bottom thing here, right? As soon as you broke that wick, this wick here, you kind of knew you were coming down to this area where that wick was, right? And it's just also kind of representing support and resistance, right? So if we are going to continue to be bearish, then we should break this wick and come down to this wick. And that's just kind of how the game is played, as far as I understand it, as far as I've been educated in technical analysis and, of course, Master Friend's way that he trades. All right, here we are. Says my man, learning more every day. It's getting intense. More and more projects are coming. It keeps happening. Yeah, it definitely does keep happening. That was the story. We already read that. Now let's run through our talking points. So trust versus incentive. And so this is what a lot of this is all based off. Also, if you missed last week, series was all about value and where value comes from. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed doing that one. I'm learning a ton just doing this every day. Things that I thought I knew, I'm just learning even more about it. It's like education never really stops. Anyways, let's talk about the difference between trust and incentive. Traditional systems rely on trusted authorities to enforce rule. Blockchain replaces trust with incentive, economic mechanisms that encourage honest participants. Incentives align behaviors with system integrity. Chat's moving, says, I know, Blue, it's crazy, isn't it? Validators have economic stake, right? They have a stake in the system. Validators commit resources or capital or both to participate in a proof of stake system. And they're using proof of stake as an example. Obviously, you could slightly alter these notes to apply more to like a specific proof of work or proof of liquidity or useful liquidity. Validators lock tokens that can be penalized if they behave dishonestly. So they kind of put themselves at risk up front and say, hey, we're going to operate honestly, because they know that they can get slashed with what they've staked if they're found fraudulent. Security emerges from financial commitment. Rewards for honest behavior. Validators receive rewards for producing blocks and maintaining the network operation. That would be honest behavior. It's what the network expects out of the validator. These rewards make honest participation profitable. So what is their incentive to do something shady? They don't really have one. That is what I'm telling you is genius about blockchain technology. Profit motivates compliance. Penalties for dishonest behavior, right? Networks implement penalties such as slashing or loss of rewards if validators attempt malicious attacks like double signing or censoring transaction. Dishonesty becomes expensive, right? They hit you in the wallet, the language that is universal. So game theory in blockchain security, right? This is the idea. Participants act rationally to maximize economic outcomes. Systems are designed so that the honest behavior produces greater rewards than attacks would. Game theory stabilizes the system. Distributed enforcement. I'll send you the link on messages. Okay, they're probably talking about some flare stuff. Blues Guy always coming with the flare. Shout out to Blues Guy. For anybody who doesn't know, Blues Guy has his own YouTube channel as well. I encourage it. I don't have no problem with it, and I love to shout out people who are working hard, just as I've got a lot of viewers from The Lifer who shouted me out on his stream where there are thousands of people there. And so Blues Guy, I don't have like your link in the description or anything like that, but feel free to post the link to your YouTube, and you're going to want to watch him if you like XRP flare ecosystem type content, because that is really what he specializes in. All right, let's get back to our notes here. So distributed enforcement. So we're going to talk about enforcement. Nodes independently verify blocks and transaction. Invalid actions are rejected by the network. Participants collectively enforce the rule. Cost of attacks. Attacking a blockchain often requires controlling a large portion of the network's resources or stake. Acquiring this control is extremely expensive. Economic costs protect the network, right? Think restaking on the Ethereum network or on any network. That is why restaking works so effectively in a proof of stake consensus. Now, I don't want to get over your heads here. We'll talk about restaking another time. Long-term alignment. Participants who hold tokens benefit from the network's success. Damaging the network reduces the value of their holdings, right? They're hurting themselves at that point. Self-interest encourages protection. Absolutely genius. So to wrap it all up, in conclusion, as you might have said on your essay you were writing in the 5th grade, core insights. Crypto networks stay honest because the system makes honesty economically rational. Very simple concept to wrap your head around, but very, very effective. All right, where do we want to go from here? Let's hop back over to our trade. It's given that little bit of a, pump up that it had there on the 5-minute chart. It's giving it right back. And so we're back to being up $8, but don't see, for me, I'm not paying attention to the money. I'm paying attention to the percentage. I'm up 81%. That's a nice gain. If you could make something like that on a regular basis, it's not too bad. All right, so what was he actually saying? You've got to watch my video on a Gnosis loan on my YouTube. I made a few days ago explaining you the borrowing and learning. It's amazing, crazy good. I'll send you the link on Messenger. Blues Guy, just so you know, feel free to drop your link to your YouTube. And even if you want to drop the link to that specific video, I encourage it. You're an awesome person in the community. I've had a pleasure of getting to know you personally. I am perfectly fine with you dropping that. And shout out to anybody who's hopping in. We are moving into like the underground crypto hangout segment of the night. We've been talking about anything from Robinhood testnet airdrops to what is trending and what is going on, crypto bubbles, CoinGecko, crypto rank, fear and greed index. We've been all over the place. I'm in a small trade for River, mostly just for fun. It doesn't have a lot of money in it, but I am up 83%, so I can't really be mad about that. I'm short on River right now as the entire, crypto market looks a little unexciting on the weekends, right? It looks like it's downtrending, slowly bleeding out. Anyways, let's talk about chainers, right? I love me some chainers, right? So this is the farm, and a lot of crypto projects have, or DeFi projects, I should say, have what they call a farm in it. But most of the farms are pretty much just come in, provide liquidity, and earn a yield. And for a lot of people, that's probably all they want. And that's cool, right? They don't want to come babysit it and do stuff. But in the world of DeFi gaming, you can take that concept and gamify it, which I really like. So you have a farm, which is really an interesting concept because that's what most people call that yield-bearing reward system. And you have your plots of lands, you have your animals, and you grow stuff, right? And you can upgrade the rarity, like you merge things together. You come here and you can grab some things and you can merge them together. Like I have 2 common sweet potatoes, right? And I can just merge it. And then I will get an uncommon sweet potato, right? And I can grow that over and over. Now, when you see one like this that has a little number on it, it means it's a one-time use. So I have 2 uncommon marigolds. I'm going to merge them together and get, or 2 commons. I'm going to get an uncommon, right? Just normal rarity stuff that you should be familiar with. Common, uncommon, rare, super rare, whatever, legendary. From there, just like any card system, just like any game would have. Then you come over to the stand, right? And you can choose between CFB, which is the in-game currency, and buy different things. But you can also choose Polmatic, which is a layer 2 on Ethereum, or BNB. I choose BNB. I hit all. I hit sell. And I earn a little bit of BNB, which I'm cool with, right? Now, I didn't drop any money to be involved with this. I didn't have to spend anything. There is a link in the description, but don't think I'm trying to get rich off of you. I only get anything out of that link if you buy something in the marketplace for real money. If you just hop in and do what I'm doing and build up your farm, I'm not gaining anything off of you. So this is the farm. It's like the main function here, but there's more, right? They have this city. And there's all kinds of different things in the city. We got this, they just put this out. It's kind of like, it's called Atomcaster, but it randomly generates you different items that you can use for the farm or some money that you can use to buy things. And there, we got more marigold seeds, right? So maybe I can keep stacking them and I can, keep upgrading them and grow something and actually make a little bit more money than normal. If you come over here to my wallet, you can see what I have and different things. You can see the BNB that I generated. And I'm not mad at them for not giving me gobs of money for clicking a few buttons here. I'm not working hard. I only really do it on the stream. And I probably spend at max like 2 minutes a day, maybe 3 minutes a day messing with this. So it is what it is. I collect my daily rewards. And I slowly build up my farm without putting any money into it, right? And the fact that I can earn anything at all makes it play to earn, if you ask me. And if you drop some money, you're going to earn more. But then you also have to recuperate the money that you spent, right? So there's that as well. So I wish them much luck. Big fan of DeFi gaming in any way that it's, evolved to. And they even have some mini games where you can play this game. I often play it on stream, where you can earn an NFT or some money for your farm. Let's talk about some other things. Of course, I got this Fogo still running. It's constantly updated. It's moved into season 2. I love when I'm doing or messing with a project and I see them upgrade. Like I see a season 2. I see updates come out. That tells me that there's a core of people still building out here. So you just click here and it'll just auto cast for you. So all the money that I put in originally to start this was $5, right? $5 bought me a fishing boat NFT. Now, I mostly did it for the channel because Fogo, F-O-G-O, is a new project, right? And it's mostly based around Solana. And as you see up here in the corner, I have my Fogo wallet, and it's directly connected to my Soulflare wallet. So when I want to move money in, I can just transfer money in. And then, of course, I can transfer money out if I would like to. And basically, the point of it is the sessions, I can just update and keep myself logged in for up to a week at a time, meaning my miner or whatever I'm using, I don't have to sit here and constantly sign transactions in order to keep myself in it. It kind of keeps you in it, which is kind of useful for a lot of applications, especially in DeFi gaming. So we're upgrading our rod. For a while, I mined this, and I didn't know that I needed to upgrade my rod, and so I wasn't earning as much as I could have been, right? Let's say that. So now we're earning significantly more. Let's see, if we go to process, we'd have about 231,000 fish. That's what you're catching, but they're unprocessed fish, right? And they dropped the fee from $10 to go from unprocessed fish to processed fish, which there is a DEX that you can sell them for actual money. So this is an earning mechanism, right? But you get a lot of yield, right? You get a lot of yield from holding this long term. And it looks like, okay, so I have my yield from season 1. I didn't lose it. And now I got like a fresh yield coming in from season 2. So this is pretty cool. I've been holding it. Now, if my one tab would cooperate, I could go to that DEX really quick and show you guys. No, I don't want to actually one tab. I want to open one tab. And it is not cooperating, guys. I don't know what's going on with that. So let's just move on down the line. Fish Frenzy or Fishing Frenzy. This is new on the radar. It's in the Ronin ecosystem here. All right. Have you checked out the games in the GameFi section of Discord I posted a week ago? Yes, we did it on Friday. I don't know if I got through all of them, but we definitely got through a few of them. Matter of fact, I guess I didn't keep the one up that I was looking at. All right, we'll claim our daily stuff. There was one that we were doing that I thought was pretty cool. I climbed up the leaderboard pretty quick. I was like number 32 after 1 day of usage. I would kind of like to do that. What was that? What was the ticker on that thing? Anybody remember? It was like SCN, maybe? Maybe SCN. Let's see. See if my memory serves me right here. No, that wasn't it. SC what? It was a very small project, so I don't really expect it to pop up. SNC? All right, I'm just guessing at this point. I don't remember what the ticker was. And if my one tab would work, I would be able to quickly tell you what it is. So let's close this. Open a new one, and let's see. Let's do open one tab. Oh, and now it works just fine. I just needed to close it. Cool. So there's many different things that I kind of wanted to show you here. So one thing, just doubling back on the Robinhood testnet. This is superboard.xyz, and this had a whole I gotta claim a daily treat here. I don't really understand what the point of this is, but I just roll with it. Any thing that could add up later down the line, we'll just do that, right? I don't know if you got to claim for a week or two before they give you something better. I really don't even know what the point of that is. But anyways, they have a Robinhood testnet exploration section, and it has 5 quests in it. And this is more stuff that you can do on the Robinhood testnet. And it's a nice place where they've compiled together different things that you can do for the testnet, of course, giving you more transactions and more interactions that allow you to be, I guess, a step closer to earning a good reward on the, hopefully, airdrop that we're hoping for. But anyways, that's not what I wanted to show you. What I really wanted to show you guys was the decentralized exchange for the Fogo phishing. Here it is, Valiant. So this is the DEX for it, and let's swap this and pull up our fish token, right? And under Fogo, we had, I'm going in like 6 directions at one time, bear with me, 231,000. So let's put that in. What is that worth? We need to flip it, not Fogo. We actually want to see it in US dollars. So we said, what, 231,000 after processing fees. It's only worth about $8.20. But I only spent 5. So if I were to process this right now, I'd be in profit, and I could just keep taking it as it goes. I'm holding in for yield, right? And you sign in with your same Fogo wallet, and you would process this transaction. Matter of fact, if you do the Fogo phishing and you want to upgrade your rod, I highly recommend coming over here and moving like even $1 of USDC into the fish token, and then you'll have plenty to keep upgrading your fishing rod. Anyways, there's other stuff I wanted to show you here. So as of the stuff that we were doing yesterday, here it is, Shadow Combat League. Whoops, I opened it and then I closed it. So I did look at quite a few things that you were showing us, Melissa. I just want to show her that I care and I do look at what she's talking about here. You gave us this gaming on base, which is a really cool Twitter that kind of is where a lot of different gaming projects, specifically on base, post over here, or they post about games, right? They had this nice chart that she had screenshot and put in the Discord. Again, join that Discord. We got a lot of things going on. Looks like Blues Guy changed his picture. Oh, I see what you did. Oh, you did. That's amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. Once again, thank you. I subscribed, my Flair friend. Okay, so he did drop his YouTube. Okay, I didn't see him do that. Oh, Camsta's out. He said bedtime for me, guys. I'm sure he's already gone, but thank you for being here. Was the game looking like Bubble Boy you played yesterday? Yeah. So basically, I think this is one of the games you dropped, but we came over here to this gaming on base that you found. Again, thank you so much for doing this for me, because I don't have time to deep dive this stuff every day all the time, and you really have been a big help. And I love DeFi gaming, so you're coming right at what I enjoy a lot. So there's like base fishing, and there's all kinds of different things, and then we came across this game, right? And I thought it was really interesting, so I have it pulled up. Hopefully my wallet's already still connected. If not, we will connect it. All right, so we are still connected. And we can go to the leaderboard. Where am I at? I'm at 52, so I dropped down a little bit. Some people have already played this today. What I want to say is, I don't know, are they going to airdrop us something? And it's powered by Virtuals, which I thought was really cool because Virtuals has good brand. People know what Virtuals is. It does make it have a little bit more credibility, and I get excited when these things come together because we talked a lot about value on the last series and how value is created. So you can see right there, just because they're linked up with Virtuals, which I haven't gone back and really made sure that was 100% accurate, but if they are, that lends a lot of credibility to them, and then now value has been increased by who they're interacted with. And I just wanted to point that out about value because we went over that a lot last week. So we're going to start a game. And basically we're just trying to shoot these meteors and not get hit by them. We don't want to get hit by the meteors. Oof. And getting hit by the meteors is easier to do than you'd think. And then it drops these little like extra things here. Like I got a shield. Oh, we got 2 shields. I don't know if those shields double up. But there's also a time limit, right? So like you can't just kind of go forever. You got lasers. I like the triple shot. There's one that gives you like a triple shot, and that one I thought was very useful. Probably the most useful thing that you get here. But anyways, what I liked was I don't think there's a lot of, oh, I ran into it. Hey, I had a shield though. I should have got protected by my shield. All right, I messed up. But anyways, what I liked is that there's a leaderboard, and I was climbing that leaderboard pretty quickly. Now, I don't think I'm coming into number 1 territory. I think the number 1 person had like 40,000 points. And so we've made it to the end of the timer. Let's see. The timer's at like 2 minutes. I think it starts at 3 minutes. So this is my favorite one right here. And you don't get to keep it the whole time, right? It's only for a period of time. So you kind of got to make the most use out of it that you can before it goes away. And, for what it's worth, it's a DeFi game. It's simple and straightforward. I was talking a lot about yesterday, like it's a simple game. I'd love to see a simple game made where it's like a contract where 2 people come in, like a game like this, and it doesn't have a time limit. And it's just who can, or maybe it should have a time limit. But anyways, 2 people compete against each other. The 2 people put some money on the table, and they agree upon that, right? Like you have different places where it's like, okay, this is for this amount of money, this is for this amount of money, and people bet against each other on who's going to win, winner takes all. And that would be play to earn. Like I could see that being very well received and also being a way to make some money in crypto. If you were good at a simple game like this, I think that would be really cool. And maybe I should figure out how to do that, because you could take like a really simple game like this and execute that idea on it. I don't think it would be that hard to do. So, yeah, anybody who wants to help me do that. Blues Guy, what do you think of that idea? I think it's a pretty cool idea. And we're rolling into, oh, I lost my shield. We're rolling into like 2 hours of being live here. Started at 10. We're rolling into midnight. We're 10 minutes away from midnight. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm not saying I'm hopping off yet. Don't anybody run off on me quite yet. But, yeah, I like to give updates for how long we've been live. So you know that I am very much here for you guys. I'm willing to put in the time and effort. I don't show up for 30 minutes and then try to run off and act like I did you guys some kind of, big service when I really didn't. I'm here 6 days a week for an hour and a half to 2 hours at a time. And I was about ready to be done playing that. So let's go look at the leaderboard. Wait, all I can do is play again. Back to menu. Let's look at the leaderboard. We were at 52. Now we're at 29. So we're even higher than we were yesterday. And I still have quite a few plays to go here. Let's see. Bro, we should make a contest underground. I'll have to download it and bet, man. Hey, there you go. We start this, you and I. Yeah. I think it would be cool, and I think there's a lot of really simple games. ChatGPT and other AIs have coding abilities. We could put together something pretty cool. I don't know why there's not more stuff like that. Says, I'm so in. I always wanted to make a game on my bucket list. Yeah, and I think that's where we really started out a long time ago. We talked about building a bunch of stuff. And who was it that was here? Our friend from... what's like the Bitcoin capital of South America? What is that? It is not coming to my mind at this moment. But anyways, he used to be here quite a bit, and I haven't seen him in a long time. He was really bullish, like he was going to come help us build. And then he kind of faded off. You know how life kind of takes over. And so that's why I very much measure by who I see stick around versus who talks the best game, right? One thing we haven't done today, and I haven't been doing the news. Give me the most relevant crypto news today and everything crypto related that's trending over on Twitter. Mostly because you know that the news engine has been heavily clogged with what's going on in the world, Iran, America, Israel, whatever. And so I haven't been doing it because it's been a lot of that kind of stuff. But we definitely should do our due diligence. Yeah, he says El Salvador. Exactly. Yeah, TM Hustlin'. Yeah. And shout out to TM Hustlin'. I really appreciated all his support, and I hope to see him again. I see him on the Lifer daily, yeah, but he's not coming to the stream, so what's up? And it's a good spot for me to say nobody owes me anything. He doesn't have to come to the stream. But, you know, he seemed very bullish on wanting to build with us, and then he stopped coming to the stream. So Bitcoin slips below 70,000 as crypto market sell-off triggers 329 million of liquidations. Shocker, Bitcoin drops, people got liquidated. This is pretty classic stuff. I don't even know. I mean, the number of people liquidated in a time period, I guess, is newsworthy. But the idea of people getting liquidated in Bitcoin, not exactly newsworthy. Ethereum ICO whale moves 401 ETH after 10 years, turning $124 into 802,000. Wow. I mean, 8 years, but still. Whew, he probably finally got access to that wallet that he couldn't get access in for like a long time. All right. This one Florida bill just made Bitcoin millionaires panic. That seems kind of interesting. Let's look at that. What could make them panic? And of course, it's very clickbaity. It's probably going to turn out to be nothing. So Florida stablecoin regulation, by the way, I live in Florida. Bill SB 314 passes Senate in a 37-0 vote, creating a legal framework for stablecoin issuers. Why would stablecoin issuing make Bitcoin millionaires panic? I don't know. I like that they have the quick takeaways, so I don't have to read this whole thing, right? The Florida stablecoin regulation bill, we just covered that. The bill creates a regulatory framework for stablecoin issuers. Stablecoin companies must comply with anti-money laundering rules. The Florida official of financial regulation will oversee enforcement. This is a nothing burger. When it comes to Bitcoin millionaires panicking, they're not panicking over stablecoin regulation on companies that issue stablecoins, right? I don't think they're panicking at all. That's just to pull you in. Binance CZ cleared in U.S. civil lawsuit over alleged terror financing. Of course, they're going to come at that angle if you allow bad people to move money around. But how do you know who they are? Sometimes they just show up as just wallets. And this is why they want KYC on every platform. But you could move money through, means of DeFi, probably Tron USDT. So it makes you wonder why they would even use Binance, maybe for an on and off ramp. Bitcoin's 4-year cycle may be ending, Fidelity Research suggests. Well, you don't say. It's still a very odd conundrum on the 4-year cycle because did we get the normal 4-year cycle for Bitcoin, but not for altcoins? Was the 4-year cycle built for altcoins or was it built for Bitcoin? So we don't really know yet. That's what we're kind of looking at here. We don't really know, is it out or is it in and we just didn't get the altcoin season? Because we did go from 15,000 to 126,000. That's multiple X multiples on your BTC if you happen to perfectly buy the bottom, that is. Crypto venture capitalist funding shows as investors shift to AI. Just AI in general or AI in crypto. I don't know if that's crypto related or not, because you have, of course, all the projects in AI blockchain that we talk about, but then you have stuff that's completely outside of that, like big AI companies that maybe have, big data processing centers and big resources and stuff for AI that they could be investing in. So that's interesting. Market volatility and large liquidations. Massive dormant ETH whale wakes up. I mean, he has 401 ETH, but how big is that compared to some of the top holders of ETH? I don't really know. Binance and CZ win a regulation. Florida passes a stablecoin regulation bill. Big debate, is the 4-year cycle over? We've been talking about that a ton. Crypto venture capitalism is cooling off. Okay, so let's go right here. Is what I wanted to look at. What's trending on crypto Twitter right now? Leverage flush. After liquidation cascade, trending phrases like leverage wipe, longs wrecked, healthy correction. This is the type of stuff I'd expect to see on Twitter when anything negative happens to BTC or the crypto market in general, right? Traders watching liquidation maps closely. Exchange outflows. Bullish narrative here. On-chain analysis are posting about large BTC withdrawals from exchanges, which often signal long-term holdings rather than selling pressure, like maybe they're moving them to cold wallets or something like that. XRP moon predictions. Well, oh, come on. Twitter's never talking about XRP moon predictions. I'm kidding. There is people whose whole persona online is just giving crazy numbers on XRP. Some analysis might be a very generous term for a lot of those people, is entering a face-melting rally phase, fueling speculation about extreme price targets. Now, I own some XRP. I bought most of my XRP between 20 and 50 cents, right, in the last bear market. So I'm all for it, right? I'm all for it. Let's let XRP go to $50,000 a token. Like, I'm here for that, as many people are. But do I think it's realistic? No, I don't. To skepticism about unrealistic price targets, right? And that would be your XRP army. Bitcoin derivatives positioning. Option markets show traders favoring calls over puts. Not really my cup of tea. And of course, your geopolitics, Bitcoin narrative. Some posts link the recent volatility and global tensions and capital flight with speculation that Bitcoin could benefit as a neutral settlement asset. I've been saying this all along. I don't know why it wouldn't be a strong case for Bitcoin, not a reason to be scared about Bitcoin. Let's go check over on our trade. Did it bounce back? What did it do? It's very little money. I like to have a little bit of a trade going while we're hanging out because I think it makes the stream more fun. We're getting really far away from that 200-day moving average, right? And we are up $9. We're up 92%. Let's hop back to our liquidity map. I swear it was just 10 minutes to 12, and it is still 11 minutes to 12. I must have got ahead of myself here. So we did crash through that liquidity that I wanted to see down to 1465. Honestly, I think it's a good time to sell that and take our little gain here. And that's when it's going to drop drastically to the downside. It's almost a guarantee when I decide I'm good. I got my 100% gain, and I'm going to check out. And then it will dump really, really, really hard. Could just move my stop loss, but you move it too tight and you're just basically saying, hey, I want to take far less money than I was getting. And it's moving down 96. I think if we hit 100% ROI, I'm probably just going to close it. Again, I don't want to have it open overnight, even if it is tiny bits of money. TM Hustle, so yep, I see him on the light for some newcomers full of excitement. None of the excitement are based. They disappear. LOL, that's good. Not 100% sure what you're talking about, but I'm here with it. Shout out to everybody who's here. Smash that like button for me. Link in our chat and description to our free Discord where we hang out when I'm not live streaming. And Saturdays are a late live stream. It's the last live stream in our series. We're all about raising your crypto IQ. So that is our mission here. That's why we talk about tons of stuff, from airdrops to how crypto runs, where the value comes from, how blockchains work, to what's trending and where's BTC's price. And we do a bunch of DeFi gaming, and we're really trying to give you a full crypto experience in a show right now. And usually I'm live for about 2 hours, but 8:30 New York time, 8:30 p.m. New York time is when the live is, Monday through Friday. Saturday's a late one. Sunday there's no stream. Let's play a round of Panzer Dogs, because I do love some Panzer Dogs. And I never know if I can trust the number that it says on the live chat, but we've been doing really well. We've had quite a few people popping in, which tells me that maybe a few of retail is getting a little bit more interested about Bitcoin, or maybe YouTube is just rewarding my consistency. I like to think that, but probably not. And actually pushing me out there to people, but it is what it is. And of course, thank you to everybody who supports me, who helps out, who sends a super chat, all of those type of things. You guys are the real MVP, and you help me keep that motivation to keep going. I gotta say that. Even though this channel, I haven't talked about this channel in a while, right? But it's definitely something I created for community and to share and have people to talk about things that I'm interested in and with crypto with, but also to hold myself accountable and make sure I'm educating myself. I don't know what's going on with my tank. Sometimes this guy just moves on his own and it doesn't let me move. What is going on? But to hold myself accountable and make sure that I'm deep down and being the best speculator that I can. And for whatever reason, because of my love for cryptocurrency, I really decided that over these next couple of years, I'd like to become, maybe, I'm going big here. Go big or go home. If your dreams don't make people laugh at you, then you're not dreaming big enough. I want to be maybe one of the most well-studied person on crypto across the board, right? Not just like a super geeky developer, although there's nothing wrong with that. That's just not necessarily my cup of tea, but who knows, I might get into that. But really just knowing a ton of general wealth about crypto, that I could really help somebody understand the space. And what's the point of it, right? It's not to look at me, I'm so smart. It's that I could lead somebody into understanding really what crypto is and the many facets, and then even hold their hand and walk with them through it to continue their education to the point where they really understand why cryptocurrency is such a big deal, and why I think over time it has huge potentials for humanity and the ability to fix a lot of the big problems that we have in the world. Anything from global banking to even, money. Like, one big thing about crypto that I don't think a lot of people give it credit for is that, especially in America, you have to be an accredited investor to get in on something really, really, really early, where you turn a very small amount of money into a lot of money, like you see in crypto. But this is not a new game to the people who are accredited investors in the United States. And I assume it works pretty similarly across the world, right? And that's what your venture capitalists are, right? If you have more than $1 million in your bank account, I believe you can apply to be an accredited investor, right? And then you can go and you can buy, into people who are looking for funding when they're very, very, very small, and you can hit some big wins. In crypto, you're getting the ability for a lot of times to get in early on stuff, an emerging market on top of that. And it's an opportunity that normally would be safeguarded from you. And then they're going to tell you that they're doing this to protect you. I like to think I should be able to do whatever I want with my money. If I want to throw my last $100 into something that I think is going to do really well, get a very small piece of the pie, and then, crowdsourcing type thing, and then hope for a good return off of a legitimate company, I think I should be able to do that. Another big part of it is the people who are looking for funding, they're not looking for your $100. All right. So to be fair, a lot of those companies, they're not crowdsourcing the little guys. They got the big guys coming in and supplying millions and millions of dollars for them to get started right away. Cooking. Can I get a 2-for-1? Can I get a 2-for-1? Yes. Not perfect 2-for-1, but I got it. Oh, how did I even miss that guy? Oh, he's going to grab that rocket. Wow, he didn't grab the rocket? That is such a missed opportunity on his behalf. Friendly fire. I think I hit my own guy there. Come on, he's got 10 health. Somebody put him down. There you go. Take that. Bang. And I got him too. And somebody mentioned El Cheeto earlier. I'd love to see El Cheeto in chat again, playing some Panzer Dogs with us. Although we're late right now. I didn't even realize I picked up that rocket. And we are kind of smoking them here, that's for sure. Back to full health. I really like that rocket. A lot of times I could cook on them with that rocket. Got him. I think I got the person with the rocket. Neutralize the threat there. Bang, and another one bites dust. Grab some health. Oh, we're crushing them. Can I get like a perfect game where I don't die? A lot of times I do. Bang, got him. And these tanks here have a lot of health, so to put them down so easily feels like an accomplishment. Come on. All right. 9-2. Did I get top dog? Let's see. Said we heart you, Underground. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate it. Back at everybody. And I'll be off from streaming tomorrow. I won't be off. I'll be working all day. So don't think there's any rest for me. But I will get a break from streaming for one day. Even though I really don't want it. I'd actually prefer to stream. I did get top dog. 6 kills, 1 assist. Let's go home. Do I have enough to open a box? No, I don't. I'm halfway there. And let's check back in with the trade. It bounced up a little bit. We're only up 61% right now, and that's just the way it goes, right? Downtrending, downtrending. This had one heck of a measured move on this. Let's pull it. This rising wedge here, the same way, you know, the opposite of a falling wedge would be a rising wedge, and we would say this. So, would say we haven't quite hit the measured move, although I don't know that we will. Maybe I should have sold it a minute ago. I'm not overly stressed about it, honestly. I'd like to play another round of this. I think I want to play all of these different ones and see how high up the leaderboard I could get. And I just want to say, I don't know what they're going to do for the leaderboard. I think it closes in like 24 hours. I'll check it out in a minute. But I don't know. What does it hurt to play this game? It doesn't seem very difficult of a game. It doesn't seem very difficult to get on the leaderboard. And so, why not? Oop, don't want to get hit by that. I do definitely really like this 3-shot. I can cook with that. I always mistake the like bonus things that fall for like asteroids, and I try to shoot them for a moment before I realize what they are. But anyways, I think it's pretty easy to get on this leaderboard, and I think it's a smart thing to do if you want to try to maybe get something for free. It's whatever you get for free. It's probably not a lot. And this is what I was kind of comparing even the Robinhood airdrop to, is that there's a lot of other projects that come out and have airdrops, but Do they really have the money to produce something significant as far as an airdrop? I just feel like Robinhood's got the dough. Now, that doesn't mean that they won't cheap out on us, because I could see that too. I don't think that Robinhood is the most amazing company. I think that they're very corporate and probably do a lot of corporate stuff, however you want to put that. Dang, I ran into that rock. They got me. All right, let's go back. Check out that leaderboard, and let's see. So the leaderboard has 10 hours and 58 minutes. So there's only 11 minutes on it. So if you haven't got on it, right, no big deal. But you could hop into the next one, and then maybe start from that one, because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of people really trying hard here. Oh, there is a back. Could never figure out how to get out of that. And all right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream. I have had a ton of fun with everybody. We had a great stream. I couldn't ask for more. It's late for most of you guys. I do have a little bit of dough on stake.us. I'd like to spend some streams with you, so maybe we'll do that on, or spend some slots on the stream. I think we're going to do a members only into the stream on Monday or Tuesday, one or the other, and we'll spend some slots together and have some fun, and hopefully it'll be some relief from the beginning of your week. But it might also be a little late for somebody, so maybe it's not. Maybe I should just hold on till Friday. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I might just be in the voice chat later. You never know. And if anybody's up, they can hang out with me. Other than that, stay underground, stay crypto. Thank you for being here. I'll say it again. I appreciate everybody more than you would ever know. And good night. Underground crypto out. Stay underground. Stay crypto.